Hey, here are 5 ways to tell me you've never worked in the food industry without telling me you've never worked in the food industry. Walking behind somebody without saying anything. Kitchens can be dangerous, full of hot and sharp things, so it's important that we communicate to each other. When you move through a kitchen, you'll let other employees know that you're behind them so that nobody walks into me with this hot rondeau full of who knows what. Plus, if you've ever worked in professional kitchens, this becomes part of your life real quick, and next thing you know, you're saying it to the person in the produce department at your grocery store. Complaining about tipping. You'll see people get the calculators on the phones out, and even if you just double the tax, you're gonna be near 15 to 20% anyway. And especially if you really enjoyed the service, throw somebody an extra $5. You may never notice it, but it could change their whole entire night. And where else can you have that sort of positive effect on someone in your normal everyday life? Think of it sort of as a way to say thank you for managing our evening so we didn't have to do anything. You don't have to like it, but it's just part of the deal. And just whining and complaining in general. I live in the US, and I know some countries don't tip, so I don't want to leave anybody out. You and your needs are no more important than anybody else in that restaurant. So you're not entitled to any sort of special service. You should be happy that anyone wants to bring you anything. So it's just a bad look. Saying 5-star. Sometimes you'll hear somebody say that it was a 5-star chef, or they went to a 5-star restaurant, but I'm here to tell you, outside of Yelp and TripAdvisor, there's no such thing. There are 5-star, 5-diamond hotels, and I know what you're trying to say, but even the Michelin star guide only goes to 3. Making 95 substitutions on your order. I get it, you're paying for it, so get what you want. But at a certain point, you're limiting your own experience that restaurant has worked very hard to give its customers. So find a restaurant that looks good and just eat the food. Plus, if you're one of those grown adults that doesn't like this ingredient and doesn't like that ingredient, you're no fun to eat out with anyway. And for this last one, if you've worked in the food industry, you'll have to let me know if it's just me. But I would never send food back. And it's not because I'm worried somebody's gonna put a booger in it. It's just not something I'm gonna do. I'm gonna eat it or not and move on with my life. I may not go back to that place, or I may be reluctant to try that restaurant again, but I'm not gonna send any food back just because that's not how I behave. And follow me if you're gonna start saying behind in the grocery store.